What's going on, guys? Tennessee takes care of business today. 7-man Tennessee takes care of Florida 64-44. Revenge is sweet. Revenge tastes like Gator today. Tennessee takes care of business. We found out right before the game. Zakai, Zeigler, Igor Milicic, both out for the game. Well, I think most people, if you're being honest, said, well, there's not a good chance today. But you know what? 7 guys, scholarship guys on that roster, that coaching staff, that crowd in Knoxville had none of it. And Tennessee went to the half up 24-21, and they absolutely drilled Florida in the second half. Just drilled them. And, again, hats off to the guys that did it. They did it shorthanded. But, man, it was, to me, in the second half, it was the best. I thought it was the most loose, or the loosest. I thought it was the most fluid the offense had looked in a bit. It looked like the guys were having fun. They were playing loose. They were moving around. I mean, one of my criticisms of Chaz Lanier, it's not so much him missing shots. I want to see him drive the ball. We saw him drive in, get fouled. We saw him drive in and get a dunk. Chaz can do that. Chaz has that game to do it. I want to see more of that from him. But we start seeing more guys get inside. We've seen numerous oops today. I thought Jordan Gainey did an excellent job in relief of Zakai Zeigler today. I thought Boswell did okay in his minutes, played some good defense. I have long-term concerns about Bishop Boswell. The fact that there's appears to be no offensive game there. But he come in and did his job today. And I'll talk a little bit about that here in a minute. Just Tennessee's guard recruiting. As good of a day as it is, there's still some items to discuss. Maybe it's another day that we discuss. We'll see where we go with this. But make sure you hit that like, that share, that subscribe. We're 4 away from 2,900 on that road to 3,000. It's been a little bit slower this month, but any thumbs up, any shares definitely help the channel on it. Today, looking at Tennessee's stat line, Chaz goes for 19, Dubar 4. Chaz had 5 rebounds, Dubar 4 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Gainey 16 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals. Meshack 8 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 block, 2 steals. He had a really good all-around game today. Akpara didn't do anything in the first half, but his second half, he was big time. He was big time in that second half with 10 points, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks on it. Now, he had one of the blocks early in the first half where they had to play Florida, got it inside. Akpara blocked it. The ball kind of went around, and then it looked to me kind of like it was Chaz that got the block. Chaz is not credited with the block, so maybe it was Meshack possibly. But I know they go the other way, and that's when Chaz hit that 3-pointer. And I thought things really took off from there for Tennessee. They never really looked back. Florida got a drive late first half, did not get it in. And then, the second half as well, Tennessee just ran them out of the building. That's it. Boswell, 0 points, had 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal in 11 minutes. Cade Phillips, I thought, did a lot of good things. 7 points, 3 boards. He was in a little bit of foul trouble. He had 3 blocks on the day. He was very active as well. Efficient-wise, Akpara was your top efficient guy at 18. Gainey and Meshack, both 17. Lanier, 16. Your plus-minus on the day. Plus-minus, Meshack was 20. Gainey, 19. Chaz and Phillips, both 16. Dubar, 15. Akpara, plus 9. Bishop Boswell, plus 5 on the day. And then if we look at the split box on the day, this was the big one to me. Tennessee got absolutely annihilated in the first game on the boards. Tennessee bounces back today, wins the rebounding battle, 40-37 on the day. 34 points in the paint to 14 for Florida. Just a big difference in games for them. And, Florida's only double-digit score today was Clayton. with 10. I know he was hurt at one point. Hopefully everything's good with him. He'll be good moving forward. But looking around, I mean, Tennessee in the first half from three-point range was 15%. They ended at 27% for the game. They had 40% from the field, held Florida to 25%. Florida shot 15% from three-point range. Florida 14 out of 19 free throw line. Tennessee was 10 out of 15. Tennessee had a rough first half there. Only 7 turnovers today, and I think that says a lot about this Tennessee team, the fact that you did not have Zakai Zeigler, yet you only had 7 turnovers today. I thought that was really, really good for them. 13 turnovers for Florida. Again, 40 to 37 on the rebound column. Nothing. I mean, Tennessee had 7 blocks to 5 for Florida. 15 assists to 5 for Florida. That was a big key. And Tennessee led for just over 23 minutes of the basketball game today. And the fact, again, this is one of the best offenses in college basketball that they played today, and they held them to 44 points. You held them to 25%, 15% along the way. This is, I don't know, there's times with it. You just throw your hands up on it and say, what happens here? But I'm really proud of this team, really proud of especially them undermanned like they were today. And the fact that, I don't know, man, I know playing at home helps. I know feeding off that crowd helps. But still, yet, it just looked like a much more fluid, a much more, a looser team today. And that's, how do they roll with that going forward? It seemed like it wasn't just shoot from outside. And I would venture to say Rick Barnes probably beat that one home after the Kentucky game Tuesday night, because I don't think he was too happy with the amount of free throws, 3-pointers that were taken in that game, as Tennessee was very reliant. Obviously, 45 threes in that game. Today, they shot half of that, and you saw a lot more action on the inside. That's Tennessee's game, man. There are players on this team who can get the ball to the basket, and that's how they're going to have to play if they're going to win. They cannot beat teams by just relying on the three. Yeah, there may be that night where they get red hot, but you're playing with fire if that's your strategy. But what's the status of Zeigler moving forward? I think it was a little surprising. VolQuest had he was on the injured report, but the way they talked this week, that Barnes seemed pretty confident Zeigler would play. So hopefully he'll be back midweek, as they'll definitely need him playing Missouri, a good Missouri team, this Wednesday at home. Milicic with the flu. Hopefully he'll be back as well. But what do you take from this game if you're Rick Barnes? What can you incorporate? What did you notice today that they weren't doing before? And I'll tell you something else to keep in mind too. And I think this is a downfall of Barnes recruiting, is the guard recruiting under Barnes. Now look at Boswell today. He's got a long way to go. He does. But you look at the guard recruiting in the past few years, every one of them's transferred out. And I'm talking about high school wise. Obviously, portal recruiting is recruiting. Sure. But the fact that you've not developed another point guard, and, even Zakai Zeigler's freshman year, that's when you had he and Kennedy Chandler. They both played simultaneously a lot, and it worked. I'm not really sure why they couldn't sell that vision to someone else, because, even though Zeigler, not a great shooter, he can play off the ball. They can do some things with that. I think the recruiting's another day and age. I think or another day and time. I think we're just going to stick to the game today. And, let's give this team credit for what they did. Let's give them credit for the fight they had today. And you just beat the number 5 team in the nation handily with 7 players. That's a pretty good day at the office for Rick Barnes and Tennessee basketball. You guys have a great rest of your Saturday. Frank, House of Orange, last but not least, it is a marvelous, beautiful day to wear the orange.